2023 has come to a close and enter 2024. And with that being said, Hot Toys dropped the end of the year banger that we were waiting for, and it's Iron Man. Hey everyone, Mr. Mom Collectibles, and I am back with another video. And today we're going to be looking at the newly announced Hot Toys Iron Man Mark II. And first and foremost, like I want to say, Happy New Year to everybody out there watching. I hope everyone had a safe, fun New Year. 2023 was pretty crazy. If you've been watching, I've been uploading some videos, kind of recapping different, different topics that I've been talking about. And going into 2024, we kind of expected it to be even possibly crazier with just, some new announcements, acquisitions of IPs that they're going to be doing. They teased obviously the Phantom Menace, but in this video, I want to focus on the main piece that you see right here, which was the end of the year banger, I call it, and other people have. It's the Iron Man Mark II from Hot Toys. Now, this was something that was rumored. Hot Toys does do usually an end of the year. I believe last year it was actually Mace Windu was the December 31st. And typically when they do like these big MMS turnarounds, like 500, 600, 700, although they broke it with 700 being Darth Vader, I believe, but they usually turn around and save the big milestone ones for Iron Man. Now, last year, I know, like I said, we got Mace Windu, and I believe like January 1st or 2nd, we got like the quarter scale Mark IV, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, I was kind of expecting, it was rumored hours before that the Mark II, but I've got to be honest, I thought it was going to be the Mark II quarter scale. Just because that was shown off and it is on the coming soon page of Sideshow. But in fact, we got the Mark II 6 scale version. So I just want to kind of go over this description because I normally like to do my reaction videos when it's up on Sideshow for pre-order. That way we have definitive pricing. But in this case, I just want to do this kind of recap now. So it's saying that this is an unarmed prototype of the Iron Man suit. Iron Man Mark II armor holds a special place in the hearts of fans as a significant impact on the Iron Man legacy. Just going through this, celebrating the beginning of 2004 in style, Hot Toys is delighted to unveil the 2.0 of the 1/6 scale Iron Man Mark II collectible figure to upgrade your Hall of Armor display. The standout feature of this die-cast material-made figure is undoubtedly the combination of over 100 silver chrome armor pieces, which surpasses that of any other Hot Toys figure, making it even more impressive and visually striking. Beautifully crafted with die-cast materials. The 2.0 1/6 scale Iron Man Mark II figure in silver chrome faithfully recreated the iconic armor seen in the first Iron Man movie. LED light up, things like that. So, I mean, this for a lot of people is a fan favorite. The Iron Man movie really does hold a lot of. It kicked off the MCU in a way. Phase 1. So Iron Man holds a significant meaning to a lot of collectors. For me, it's my favorite Marvel movie. I think it still holds up. And these suits that were used in that movie are some of my favorite. I mean, the Mark III is my all-time favorite suit, and this is basically the Mark III, just all silver before he painted it. It looks really amazing. It really does. And I want to go through kind of a couple things and talk about it, but obviously the standout feature is going to be the display mode options. Like I said, it looks like it's the body of the Mark III, especially the 2.0 version, and you're going to be basically having all these options of displaying it. So it comes with interchangeable open armor, providing additional display options. So you're going to have the option of basically displaying this thing in full suit up closed, or if you want to have it mid suit up like he was suiting up for the first time in the movie, and it's really great. And it's even saying a separate roll eyeball system. It looks like a newly developed head sculpt. At least that's what was being said. I mean, these head sculpts just look better and better. I really love this Iron Man 1 look with the kind of messy long hair, the hair hanging down in front. It's something different. I mean, it's spot on. I mean, how can you even deny that this even doesn't look like Robert Downey Jr.? I mean, it's another banger. I mean, and Hot Toys, at the end of the day, this is their bread and butter in terms of Iron Man figures. I mean, I believe it's the most produced figure if you're including original 2.0s, reissues, or like that. They've been, I think it was well over in the 80s or 90s in terms of overall figures, House Party Protocol, all that stuff. So obviously this is the cash cow, so to speak. And so once again, it delivers, in my opinion. This thing looks absolutely stunning. It's interesting to see what this chrome is going to look like in person. There's very few videos out right now, people at Secret Base. I imagine it's going to be something along the lines of kind of like the chrome that we got from, like the Stormtroopers, or even the chrome Mando, that really metallic, metal finish to it. It's going to be die cast, so it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a hefty boy. It just looks really awesome. And like the biggest thing about this is that when these figures come out, I know the whole thing with Iron Man is like, oh, it's another Iron Man. Like, can we do something else but Iron Man? I mean, as a collector now, I mean, you got to realize that, you know, like I said, this is what's going to be making the money is the Iron Man. And not for nothing, Hot Toys does a bang up job of producing Iron Man figures. I mean, aside from that Mark 85 Tony Stank head sculpt, I mean, no one has ever questioned the ability of the figure itself. I mean, head sculpts are one thing, but like this figure right here, the body itself, helmeted, suited up, no one's ever gonna doubt that. So Hot Toys always puts out banger after banger, and they're kind of going through like another evolution of these figures where they're now showing you like more open suit options, you know, like the Mark 7 open suit, the Mark 5 open suit. So they're giving you more options in terms of kind of another evolution in these figures. This one particularly, you know, you really can't be pissed about it. If you're not buying it, that's fine. But the one thing is what they're doing is they kind of set the precedent that they were going to redo the original Hall of Armor 7 suits. They never came out and said it, but you knew they were going to do it. I believe they started with like the Mark IV gantry when they redid that one, and then we had the Mark V, and then you have, you know, the new 6. Then we had the 7. Now we had the Mark I, and then we have the Mark III 2.0. This was the missing piece. So for people, you know, you really shouldn't be questioning why they're doing it because it was always the intent. I mean, if you look at their Facebook banner for a second, they're even showing it off in photo, you know, and showing it off, showing you that, you know, so they went above and beyond to give that illusion idea that like, you can complete your Hall of Armor now. And so that's what the intent of this figure was, is to complete the Hall of Armor here, you know, complete diecast, Mark I to Mark 7 completion with the Mark II collectible figure. So this is the point of why we have this figure, is because they set this precedence a few years ago that they were going to be redoing these figures, adjusting the heights. Now that's another thing is that I've seen people commenting on is the height of this figure. We'll jump into the accessories point, but like here's the difference between this is the MMS 733 and MMS 431. There's a significant height difference here. And you know, like I said, to keep them all in line together. And I know they're going to be a little bit out, like the Mark I's going to be shorter, but I mean, this is going to be a big, you know, tall figure, but they're redoing them to try to keep them in line so they're all kind of, you know, uniformed. I don't think they're going to be perfect, but there is an intent behind this. But it's a great looking figure. I mean, if you just love that all silver look, I mean, it was used minimally in the film, but nevertheless. And here's just a layout. This is obviously the main piece to this figure. It doesn't look like it comes with a lot of accessories and stuff. It's going to be the figure, the head sculpt, and then this is the idea that combination of over 100 silver chrome armor pieces with reflective and metallic finish. So it's going to give you that option. And then the display base looks really cool, light up feature. It looks similar to I don't know if it's going to be like a reused base, but they've been using these circular bases. Kind of reminds me of the ones from the Flash, like the Batman base and stuff like that with the light up. And then you have like a little bit of the gantry kind of moving around. So it's a cool looking piece. I mean, like I said, if you're going to display it like that, or if you have the original Hall of Armor and have them kind of lined up. So I do like this, you know, LED feature. I'm hoping it's USB. We don't have anything tipped off. I mean, it'd be cool if the figure was USB, but to be honest with you, I'm still undoubted, you know, even like the Mark III 2.0, it still uses the button cell batteries. So there's inconsistent technology uses in that sense. Like the Mark I has USB, but yet other figures have the button cell battery. So that's still going to potentially be a pain in the ass for collectors. But there's everything that comes with head sculpt. And like I said, a couple hands, the figure. The big selling point on this is going to be the metallic finish, the look of the figure, and obviously all the pieces. So you can have this in mid-assembly or finished look. That's the intent of this. So it's a completion piece. If you're someone that's collecting the Hall of Armor and you're trying to chase down these figures, I mean, this is it was the needed piece. The only curveball to it is I thought it was going to be maybe the quarter scale, but I'm not disappointed. This thing looks absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to get this in the collection. This is 100% going to be a pre-order for me. I already have all of these suits minus the Mark I, which is still available. I'm just looking for a better deal on it. And the Mark IV. So the Mark IV is going to be the one that I'm going to eventually have to chase down to complete the Hall of Armor. I'm fortunate when I started collecting, I didn't think I'd be able to do a Hall of Armor. These 7 suits are my favorite. So I'm very grateful that I'm able to eventually have these in my collection. Now, when it comes to pricing, this thing is looking to jump. I mean, in terms of Hong Kong conversion, you're looking at around when I saw with the Hong Kong prices, it's translating to $375 US. But you have to add in a potentially 25% increase from Sideshow. So you're looking at roughly around $93. So $375 plus 93. You're at that $468, $470 mark, plus add another $5 because all the figures went up $5. So you're probably looking at like $475 I would assume 475, 480 before tax and shipping, which I think is for what you're getting. I mean, that's going to be what typical Iron Man pricing is. I would be shocked if this thing broke 500 before tax and shipping, but like that 475, 485 mark is probably where I'm going to be. I don't usually like guesstimating like that. Take it for a grain of salt, but usually when I like doing my reaction videos, I like it when they're on Sideshow. That way we can look at the pricing and that kind of bundles into my whole reaction. But in this case, I have the time to make the video now, so that's kind of where we're probably going to be at in terms of price. So it's going to be something where if you're going to go through Sideshow, you're going to have to add tax and shipping. This is going to be over a $500 piece, or if you have your backups, local spots, and stuff like that, that maybe you can save free shipping on something like that. That's going to definitely save you some money. So my advice would be people are going to be pre-ordering this because it's a completion piece. It's the final piece to the puzzle. I think overall it's a fantastic figure. I love the silver. I think it's going to stand out really awesome. I do question what now this is going to look like in the Hall of Armor in terms of the heights of all the figures. Are we going to have really wonky high and low kind of situations? So that's something interested to see. What I'm probably going to do is display the figure with the helmet on, and I'm probably going to use this head sculpt to make a custom Tony Stark in the suit from Iron Man 1 and kind of have him in the middle with his arms out doing like the Jericho pose or something like that. So that's kind of my envision that I have for the figure right now and the intent, but we'll see what happens. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this figure. Drop a like on this video. Please consider subscribing to the channel if this is in fact your first time and you enjoy the content. But let me know in the comments what you guys are, what your thoughts are. Are you going to be picking this up? Do you need this as the missing puzzle, or are you just sick of Iron Man overall and you're just going to pass on it? I mean, one thing about it is that if you're going to pass, I mean, at least I think you can at least respect the piece looking really awesome. There's not much you can say about it in a negative way, but the price is probably going to be the biggest deterrent. And like I said, I'm interested to see if this is going to be USB or it's going to be button cell battery. So that's going to be something to interesting to see as we get more information when it's up on Sideshow. But until then, this is Mr. Mom Collectibles saying take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.